The homeless man chased me for 6 blocks because he thought I was a police officer. I was 11, and somehow that wasn't even close to being the worst thing that happened to me that summer. Because 3 weeks later, I watched Zach and Cody die. And it all started with a bottle of Danimals. There are certain things you want so badly as a kid that they stop being wants. They become missions. For me, it was meeting Zach and Cody. I had watched The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody for years. I watched reruns. I watched new episodes. I knew the characters. I knew the hotel. I knew the theme song. Then, The Sweet Life on Deck came out, and somehow my obsession got even worse. So when Danimals announced a contest where you could win a trip to meet Zach and Cody, I knew immediately I was going to win. There was no other option. Every commercial felt like it was speaking directly to me. Some kid somewhere was going to find that winning piece. Why shouldn't it be me? I dragged my mom to the grocery store constantly. Can we get Danimals? We bought Danimals yesterday. I drank them. All of them. I was thirsty. My allowance disappeared. Birthday money disappeared. Any loose cash I could find disappeared. All of it went toward Danimals. Every trip to the grocery store followed the same ritual. I'd buy a pack, walk outside, sit down near the entrance, and immediately tear the entire thing apart. I didn't even wait until I got home. I'd rip through the cardboard and start checking. 1, nothing. 2, nothing. 3, nothing. 4, nothing. Again, nothing. After weeks of this, I began to feel like the universe was personally preventing me from meeting Zach and Cody. Then one afternoon, I bought another pack. I walked outside, and there he was, the homeless man. I'd seen him before. He usually sat against the wall near the entrance with his belongings piled beside him. I'd walked past him plenty of times, but we'd never spoken. I sat a short distance away and tore open my Danimals. First one, nothing. Second, nothing. Third, nothing. By the last one, I already knew. I opened it anyways, nothing. Why can't I win this stupid contest? A few people walking into the store looked at me. I didn't care. I threw the empty package beside me. Then I heard a voice. Hey, man. I looked over. The homeless guy was staring at me. You really want to win that Zach and Cody contest? I sat up. What? He pointed toward the Danimals. The contest. You want to win? Yeah. He nodded slowly. I can tell you how. I stared at him. How? He held out his hand. $20. What? $20. For what? You want to meet Zach and Cody or not? This was obviously a scam. Even at 11 years old, I understood that. But there was another important fact to consider. I really wanted to meet Zach and Cody. I reached into my pocket. It was almost all the money I had left. I handed him $20. He looked at the bill, then stood up. Be right back. Wait, where are you going? He walked away. I sat there. 5 minutes passed, then 10. I started realizing I'd probably just given $20 to a homeless man for absolutely no reason. Finally, he came walking back. He sat down in exactly the same spot. Okay, I said, tell me. He pulled out a glass pipe. I watched him light it. There was a pause. Did you just use my $20 to buy crack? He waved a hand. Yeah, I'm getting to it. I stared at him. Then he leaned closer. You want to win the contest? Yes. You got to find Mr. Mosby. I waited. That's it? That's it? How do I find Mr. Mosby? Hotel. What hotel? Any hotel. I stared back at him. He stared back. Okay, then what? You walk inside. He leaned towards me. And you say his name 3 times. Mr. Mosby? 3 times? You're telling me if I walk into a hotel and say Mr. Mosby 3 times, he's just going to appear? The man slowly nodded. I looked at the pipe, then at him, then back at the pipe. I want my $20 back. Suddenly his expression changed. He looked past me, his eyes widened. Wait, what? He stood. You're the cops! What? I know you're the cops! I'm 11. He lunged toward me. I'm 11. He lunged towards me. I ran. I don't remember deciding to run. 1 second, I was sitting outside the grocery store. The next, I was sprinting down the sidewalk while a homeless man chased me through my neighborhood, screaming about the police. I cut across someone's lawn. He followed me. I jumped over a hedge. He went around it. I looked back. He was still coming. Stop following me! Cop! I'm a child! I turned the corner onto my street. My house came into view. I sprinted up the driveway, threw open the front door, slammed it behind me, and locked it. Then I stood there panting. Silence. I peeked through the blinds. Nothing. He was gone. I should have forgotten everything he'd told me. I should have accepted that I'd wasted $20. Instead, that night, lying in bed, I couldn't stop thinking about one thing. Mr. Mosby. The next afternoon, I stood outside a hotel. I felt like an idiot. The entire walk there, I'd been arguing with myself. This was stupid. Of course it was stupid. A homeless man had smoked crack directly in front of me and then accused me of being an undercover police officer. This was not a reliable source of information. I should go home. But then I'd think about the contest, about the commercial, about meeting Zach and Cody. What if there was even a tiny chance? I walked through the hotel doors. The lobby was quiet. A woman behind the front desk looked up at me. I pretended I knew where I was going. I found an empty hallway near the lobby. Then I stopped. This is so stupid. I looked around. Nobody. Fine. Mr. Mosby, nothing. Mr. Mosby, still nothing. Mr. Mosby. A voice spoke directly behind me. Why, hello! Every hair on my body stood up. I slowly turned around. And there he was. Mr. Mosby. Perfect suit, perfect posture, hands folded neatly in front of him, exactly like the show. I backed into the wall. Oh my God. He smiled. It worked. Well, of course it worked. His voice had a strange quality to it. Not exactly the Mr. Mosby I knew from television. Something older, almost whimsical. Like he'd been waiting inside hotels long before television existed. You're actually Mr. Mosby. So I've been told. I stared at him, then remembered why I'd come. The contest. His eyebrows rose. The contest? The Zach and Cody Danimals contest. I need to win. Need? Yes. He studied me. I've bought so many Danimals. I spent basically all my money. I just want to meet them. Mr. Mosby smiled. Why, that is quite simple. My heart jumped. You can make me win? I can ensure that the very next Danimals you open contains precisely what you seek. I couldn't believe it. Yes. Mr. Mosby raised one finger. But, of course there was a but. With every wish comes a test. What kind of test? His expression changed. The warmth disappeared. He stepped closer. Fair warning, my child. His voice seemed to fill the hallway. Take no more than fortune grants you, for he who reaches beyond his blessing may find something far dearer taken in its place. I stared at him. What does that mean? He sighed. It means you will receive the prize you asked for. Okay. If during the trip you are offered anything beyond that prize, anything extra, you must refuse it. That's it? That's it. What happens if I don't? Mr. Mosby looked at me for a long moment. Something very bad. I swallowed. Like what? But he was already walking away. Wait! He rounded the corner. I ran after him. The hallway was empty. Mr. Mosby was gone. I went straight to the grocery store. I didn't even go home first. I bought 1 pack of Danimals. 1. That was all I needed. I carried it outside with both hands. The homeless man wasn't there. For once, I barely noticed. I sat down, opened the cardboard. My hands were shaking. I reached for the first Danimals, opened it, and froze. There it was, the winning piece. For several seconds, I couldn't move. Then I jumped to my feet. Yes! People turned toward me. I won! I held it above my head. It worked! Then from somewhere behind me, see? I froze. I told you so. I slowly turned. The homeless man was sitting against the wall. He smiled at me. I stared at him, then at the winning piece, then back at him. How did you? He just nodded. I decided I didn't want to know. A few weeks later, I was standing at the Caribbean resort. Everything actually happened. The flights, the hotel, the trip, and most importantly, Zach and Cody. I met them, actually met them. I got my picture taken with them. I talked to them. They were even cooler than I'd imagined. For years, I'd watched them through a television screen. Now they were standing right in front of me. Every dollar I'd spent on Danimals suddenly felt worth it. Every losing bottle, every wasted pack, even the $20 that had apparently funded a crack purchase. Worth it. The meet and greet ended. I had gotten exactly what I wanted. I had won. That should have been the end. Then Zach stopped me. Hey, I turned around. He and Cody were talking to each other. Zach looked back at me. You're pretty cool. I smiled. Thanks. You want to come hang out with us? I blinked. What? On the ship. He gestured toward the cruise liner. You should come with us. For a second, I couldn't speak. Then I remembered the hotel, Mr. Mosby's face, his voice. If you are offered anything beyond the prize, refuse it. I looked at Zach, then Cody, then the ship. This wasn't a part of the prize. The meet and greet was the prize. This was extra. Something inside me said no. Something else said, when are you ever going to get this opportunity again? Mr. Mosby had said something bad would happen. But what did that even mean? Maybe I'd lose my luggage. Maybe I'd miss my flight. Maybe the hotel would charge my mom's credit card. I was standing beside Zach and Cody. They wanted me to hang out with them. Yeah, I said, I'll come. That evening, I was eating dinner with Zach and Cody aboard the ship. Actual fine dining. White tablecloths, fancy silverware, food I couldn't pronounce. I remember sitting there thinking, this is the greatest day of my life. Then someone screamed. At first, nobody reacted. The dining room was loud. Then came another scream. Closer. People started standing. I looked towards the windows. Boats? Dozens of them. Coming from every direction. Men were climbing onto the ship. Armed men. The room erupted. People ran. Someone knocked over a table. A glass shattered beside me. Then men stormed through the doors. Within minutes, the ship was under their control. We were hostages. Pirates had boarded the cruise liner. And they had absolutely no idea who Zach and Cody were. To them, we were all the same. Passengers, money, leverage. They took the ship's radio. Their demand was simple. $10 million. And until the money arrived, every 30 minutes, someone would die. At first, I thought the government would pay immediately. Of course they would. There were hundreds of people here. Someone would fix this. 30 minutes passed. No money. The pirates selected someone. I looked away. A gunshot echoed across the deck. Another 30 minutes. Still nothing. Another hostage. Another gunshot. Time became impossible to understand. Every minute stretched on forever. I sat beside Zach and Cody. Nobody was joking anymore. Nobody knew what to say. And somewhere beneath the terror, one thought kept repeating in my head. Something very bad. Mr. Mosby had warned me. I had gotten exactly what I asked for, and then I had gotten greedy. Another 30 minutes passed. Still no money. One of the pirates began shouting. He was furious. He looked at the hostages. That's it. He raised his weapon. 2 for 1. My stomach dropped. He pointed at Zach, then Cody. No. Someone grabbed them. No. They were dragged forward. I tried to stand. A pirate shoved me back down. Wait! Zach and Cody were forced onto their knees. I couldn't breathe. This wasn't supposed to happen. I was supposed to meet them. That was the wish. That's all I had asked for. I remembered Mr. Mosby's words exactly. Take no more than fortune grants you. No, please. The pirates raised their guns. For he who reaches beyond his blessing, please, Zach looked at me, may find something far dearer taken in its place. 2 gunshots, then silence. I don't remember how long I sat there. Everything around me became distant. People screamed, someone was crying, the pirates were shouting, but it sounded like I was underwater. I stared at the floor. A few hours earlier, I had been happier than I'd ever been. I'd won the contest. I'd met Zach and Cody. I'd gotten my picture. I'd gotten exactly what I wanted. And it wasn't enough. I had wanted just one more thing. Just one. Mr. Mosby had warned me. The homeless man had shown me how to find him. The wish had worked exactly as promised. But so had the consequence. I had spent months dreaming about what it would be like to finally live the sweet life. Turns out, the sweet life wasn't all it cracked up to be. Hope you guys enjoyed another ridiculous story. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. Also, let me know if you watched any of these Zach and Cody shows or spinoffs growing up. And that's all I got. Peace out.